Welcome everybody, and thanks for joining us. Today we'll be speaking with Alex Handley, CEO of Polymetals Resources, who's been exploring in West Africa, in Guinea, across the Alahine project. It's a great time to talk with drilling currently underway and results are now imminent. And it's a difficult jurisdiction to Australia, different operating conditions, Alex, and different geology, but also a different target in comparison to what we're seeing here in Australia. Today, I'd like to talk to you about your definition of success and what you're looking to achieve there at Alahine. And before we dive into that definition, can you give us a bit of a background on Polymetals Resources and how you've been operating in the last 12 months since IPO?
Sure. Thanks for having me, Pete. We listed on the ASX back in June, so we've been operating as a listed public company for 12 months now. It's been a big 12 months, and what we took to the IPO was two very prospective tenements within West Africa, in particular the Sagiri Basin in Guinea. The Sagiri Basin, as it's known, is a very well-endowed gold jurisdiction with many explorers and gold producers operating within the area. So what we took was two tenements, very prospective, with high artisanal activity and some soil sampling campaigns and one drilling campaign completed on Alahine gold project itself. So it's been a big 12 months. We've got a very good team on the ground, a team that's delivered within Sagiri, and we've got a very cohesive board and great management team. So it's all coming together, Pete, and yeah, looking forward to the next steps.
You've mentioned that it's been a big year since IPO. Can you walk us through some of the key achievements you think the company's had since arriving there, negotiating and engaging with the artisanal workers? It's a very large area of land and strike that you're talking about. So what do you think has been some of the key achievements that the company's had over the journey so far?
Yeah, sure. As you said, the artisanal mining is extensive throughout Alahine. Some of the artisanal working across the eastern corridor of Alahine extends about 4 kilometres in length and varies from 300 to 500 metres in width. So we're talking about big areas here of artisanal activity, which brought us to the tenements in the first place. It's obviously clear that it's a gold producing region, and there's a primary source nearby. So what we did is we delivered on our promise, and we leapt into a drilling program straight after the IPO in June. This was our phase 2 program, just over 7,000 meters. And what it was essentially a pattern drilling exercise across the high geochem anomalies, plus 100 part per billion, and also the extensive artisanal activities within that northeast quadrant of the license. So that was fairly, I suppose, I would say that was the biggest highlight for the company so far. What we were able to do was delineate a fairly prominent north-northeast trend with broad widths within that oxide zone. So this not only provides us with a greater follow-up with infill drilling or up and down dip drilling, but also for next phases of confirming that strike continuity between that large 4-kilometre strike. So that was probably the most exciting thing that's happened to us in the last 12 months, Pete. We've also completed a Mansala auger program at our other license, Mansala, and also some project generation or prospect generation within Alahine license itself. The other sort of notable event is just the completion of the aeromag airborne magnetics that we've just completed, and we look to be releasing some pretty interesting results to the market soon.
Alex, it's different mineralization. You talked about Sagiri style. Can you give us a bit more color around that, please?
Yeah, so it's no secret that we're looking for the next Sagiri. So Sagiri gold mine is a 10 million ounce resource, probably about 37 k's to the west of our our licenses. It's operated by Anglo Gold Ashanti. And the type of mineralisation that they have is essentially our target. It's modest grade, varied around the 1 gram per tonne, big tonnes and low strip ratios. So as with Anglo Gold, the focus will be within the oxide layer to ensure that the resource is economical, and then to explore the mineralisation at depth, within the fresh rock, similar to what PDI have done with their Bankan prospect to the south.
So it's a different style of mineralisation to what we're used to in Western Australia. It's lower grade, but these are really, really big deposits, and they've been operating for a long time. What other notable companies do you have in the vicinity of Alahine?
Obviously Anglo Gold Ashanti with the 10 million ounce resource. We've got Nordgolt's Leifa mine with a 6.5 million ounce resource. We've got Tri-K, which was previously operated by Avocet, now Managem, that's a 3.2 million ounce resource. And the market darling at the moment is Bankan, the 3.65 million ounce resource delineated by Predictive Discovery. So they're the explorers and the producers within the region, Pete, but we've also got the biggest magnetite reserves in the world in Guinea, and obviously the monster Simandou iron ore project also in Guinea. So it's a mining jurisdiction, and it's a great opportunity for exploration.
That's reassuring for shareholders who are often worried about Africa, but Guinea has a long, steady state history of mining, and having those big operations gives you comfort that as you move forward into development, you've got the support of government there as well.
Absolutely. The mining code has been sort of enacted or bringing into maturity since 2011. And it's come leaps and bounds since then, and we're seeing good traction currently within the standing government.
All right, so that leads us to where we are today. The Phase 3 program currently underway. What's your target for this particular program, and how does that define success for you at Alahine and Polymetals Resources?
Yes, success for Polymetals for this program is delineation of those broad zones of mineralisation. Modest grade, similar to what we identified within Phase 2. So what we're trying to do is expand the mineralised intercepts that we've already identified, and confirm the strike continuity across our main zone, which is about 2 kilometres in strike length, which is fairly substantial. So for success, Pete, is broad widths, high tonnes, and low strip ratio.
Well, you've certainly got the area and the region. You've got ticks a lot of boxes. You've got 10 years of artisanal trenching there as well, indicating where the company continues to explore and grow that strike, that width, and the depth to what is shaping up to be a potential Sagiri style operation, Alex. So thanks for the update.